Lifting your Jeep gives it better ground clearance, the ability to fit larger tires, and can completely change the look and attitude of your Jeep. So when it comes time to lift your Jeep, picking the right suspension can be a pretty big decision. And while it can seem like there's an endless selection of kits and manufacturers, it can help if you stop and think about what your specific goals are for your Jeep. Now, what kind of terrain you'll be driving over, what size tires you'd like to run, and how much gear you'll likely be carrying with you, for example. Now, once you know those details, you can really start to narrow down the type and size lift kit that will work best for you. Now, we can generally break lift kits down into two groups: budget boost kits and spring type kits. Now, most budget kits will use a combination of spring spacers or blocks depending on what type of suspension your Jeep has. Now, for example, older Wranglers have leaf springs, so they would use blocks, while newer Jeeps have coil springs. Now, by removing the coil spring and inserting a spacer above it, and then reusing your factory spring, you can gain up to about 2 inches of lift for your Jeep. Now, most of these kits also include some sort of shock extension or possibly even new extended shocks. And these kits are great for a small amount of lift, and they'll also give you enough extra clearance to fit slightly larger tires. However, if you're planning on doing any type of serious off-roading in your Jeep, you'll likely want to look at a more complete suspension kit. Now, these kits will include all new springs, shocks, and most include longer heavy-duty control arms as well. Now, if the kit you choose doesn't include them already, adding a set of sway bar disconnects can add even more capability and flexibility to your Jeep suspension when you're headed off-road. Now, while a lot of kits include shocks that have been tuned specifically to work with the new spring rates of the included springs, there's also a ton of options available to upgrade your Jeep shocks separately from the suspension. So whether you just have a few worn out shocks on your Jeep that need to be replaced, or if you're looking to step up to a higher performance shock than what maybe came with your new suspension, there are plenty of options out there for you. From twin tube to monotube and even full remote reservoir shocks, it really just comes down to what kind of performance you're looking to get from your Jeep and how much you're willing to spend. Now, if you have any questions for one of our Jeep experts, simply shoot us an email to info@quadratec.com, give us a call at 800-745-2348, or live chat at quadratec.com. I'm Rob. I'll see you out on the trail.